Good evening, Jets of Time community. It is time for the fatal four-way Gato Cup final. The top two of our new players will be advancing to a best of three. I'm one free Fritz, the Restreamer. You won't hear me again until the end, but I do have two wonderful commentators, lordbatsy and Fox, to call the action and introduce our runners.
Hello, and good evening, everybody, and good evening to Fox. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well.
Excellent. So this is, I guess, the semifinal for this Gato Cup. We've got four players here, Ceres.Rose, Sigil711, minthemage, and TacoMage, two mages on the bottom, packing that magic power. So these are our top four from the group stage who have made it here, and I actually haven't seen most of them play yet, so I'm very excited to see what this does.
Yeah, I haven't seen most of them play as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle this seed.
Yep, excellent. All right, looks like we're underway. Marl and Ayla are our starting characters. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right, and as we can see here, the game opens and the Millennial Fair, Chrono's mother, Gina, fan favorite, is about to get pulled into this time gate, and we're gonna go after her, and then we're gonna do other stuff. I don't know if we're gonna see her again, but that's okay. I'm sure she's having a blast too. So in just a minute, our players will get control of their winged epic, and we'll be underway.
And got a few different starting points. I normally like to go to the shop in like 680. Oh, we have Chrono in the burrow right here. Sigil immediately check the burrow first and foremost.
Yeah. All right. We got some players looking at Snail Stop, which is the hero medal. I believe Ceres picked it up, but Min did not. TacoMage going into Guardia Forest to do some opening fights for experience. It looks like Ceres is going to be the first to hit the Lazy Carpenter check. Pretty much the one free check in the randomizer. And it's the Ruby Knife. All right, I believe that Sigil picked up that hero medal from Snail Stop there as well.
I wanted to say, like, I haven't been playing quite a few of these offline, and I was hoping to see, like, someone get Tyrannolargo of the three possible Gomos that we have.
Yeah, we will definitely see. I mean, since Ruby Knife is on the table, that's absolutely a possibility. Okay. I believe Min the Mage has picked up that Ruby Knife as well. Sigil is over there as well. And as you can see, most players, honestly, for Jets of Time, do most of the same stuff in their opening rotation, but there are as many permutations of this opening rotation as there are players. So while I bet that they will meet up at the cathedral eventually, it's always fun to see them scatter at first. Okay. TacoMage did not pick up the hero medal from Snail Stop yet. Okay.
And Ceres is going to check the hero medal now.
Yep, excellent choice. Great excuse to combine the trip, checking that the character is, and that is the clone that she picked up there. Okay, minthemage is doing the opening grind fight in Denadoro Mountains. Some players like to go to Guardia Forest, others like to go Denadoro, and you know, there are differing schools of thoughts on which is truly better, but effectively they get you the same thing, and nobody's gonna lose the race because they did one or the other. Some nice text there off of that fight.
We got early access to Ice Toss between the two, so that's a pretty good tech right out the gate.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Ceres and Sigil are going to grind at Denadoro as well, and minthemage is the first into the cathedral. There's an ice toss. Nice little AoE effect there.
One unfortunate thing about the fight is that N got slowed right off the bat on Marley. So
Yeah, you definitely hate to see that. The Naga fight is certainly easier when you get a screen wiping tech in your early techs, but that doesn't always happen, so you do what you gotta do. Hopefully yeah, there we go. Alright, and TacoMage and Ceres into Cathedral. I doubt Sigil is far behind. Nope, not at all.
okay, and we have Robo for our first character in the Cathedral.
Okay. Finding Robo early is, interesting in some ways. Maybe not the top character you're hoping to find when you start with the other two. At this point you just want Luca, right? But Robo does open up that desert check, and Marl opens up the prism shard check, so nobody has to worry about characters blocking checks. That is all out in the open.
I'm gonna see what everybody else's level of comfort is here, but with getting both Marley and Robo, I would 100% leave in this position. At least if I was playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's kind of a toss-up because you never know, but I think that this party would have enough strength to go through the game. Fitz pointing out in chat that the cathedral loot includes elemental males in Gato Cup. These are our training flags, so to speak, a new player flag set. And the two biggest changes from standard are that the treasure is 1 degree nicer than usual, which is why we're seeing elemental males so early. and that you don't have to go to Specchio to unlock magic. So, we don't have to worry about Marl getting capped at 3 like she would in a typical flag set. And phone asking in chat if we see any big screen-wide text yet. I think not yet.
I didn't look and see it. Oh, there was a second mail right there. I didn't see what Robo has coming up to learn.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's checked yet, or if they did, it was very quick, but I'm sure we'll see in a minute. It looks like we've got a couple players going to the back of Cathedral. Ceres and Min are in the back room. TacoMage might be dipping. Okay, Sigil going in the back as well.
It looks like TacoMage has gone straight to Heckran.
Yep, straight to Heckran Cave. Clearly, he feels all right about this setup. Most of the enemies in Heckran Cave will require magic to do any real damage to them. So usually a full screen tech is what people are looking for, but that Ice Toss with its area of effect will probably get you through here all right, especially if you're sharp about where you cast it. Fitz mentioning in chat, of course, our mentors. So I'll shout them out. But of course, in our Gato Cup event, we have the new players do mentored races. So each of these new players has a veteran player in with them on voice chat so that they can ask questions in real time, get advice, work together, learn things. And so today we've got Adam Raptors for Sigil. Nate is mentoring Ceres. Drinks Glue is with TacoMage, and Leon Kennedy is with minhthemage. Thanks all of you very much. Big part of how this event can work. We really appreciate it.
We have a Guardian in the back. I think Min tried to just go for nearly a kill with that first Ice Toss.
Yeah, it did more than half of the damage for sure. That's right, Leon Kennedy saved the president's daughter, and now he could teach you how to play Jets of Time. Renaissance man, truly.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, Robo's second tech is Area Bomb. I don't know if Taco was able to see that, but Area Bomb was going to hit both of those enemies on the right.
Yeah, for sure. We possibly could have hit both the ones on the left with Ice Toss as well.
Yeah, you can. I learned recently you just have to wait to use a area effect move, unless if it's Black Hole. I think you can just do it right away.
Yeah, Black Hole might hit him. Okay.
But those two on the left just go to whoever your lead party member is, usually.
Sounds good. All right, we've got Magus as the character in the back of the castle. looking at those techs. Magus will have Dark Mist soon. That would be a decent AoE for sure.
Yeah, it will be.
All right, minthemage is giving tabs to their party. Might suggest that they've decided to stick with this group. And they and Ceres are going to trigger the Xenon Bridge quest. So they'll both be flying right back up to the castle. Ceres may be stopping to turn in that bromide first, which is great because the Naga at Bromide and Jets of Time has one of each tab, which is wonderful.
One relevant thing I do want to mention is that the power of magic tabs can roll higher, but
Yes.
I think they rolled +2 for both on this seed.
Okay, so the tabs are middling rolls, potentially. Okay. We've got Flea in the back of Hecarim Cave over on TacoMage's screen. He's using the ice spell, but also Beast Toss, which is great physical damage as long as whatever you're fighting can be beast tossed. You know, certain large things like pieces of Lavos can't. But Flea certainly can. Alright, and minthemage just picked up that pendant from Xenon Bridge.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so some players will reset out of Xenon Bridge if they don't feel like they need the item, or even if they don't need it right away, but Min and Sigil are definitely going for it.
And Flea dropped a speed belt, so that's gonna really help out, especially if Taco decides to keep this party.
Yeah, absolutely. With Marl and Robo both being pretty slow, that thing will come in handy. Alright, Tabin's got the bent sword. That is a broken piece of the Masamune, which means pieces of every go mode are on the table. So let's see how this shakes out. Should be pretty good. Okay, we've got Nizbel on the bridge. Not Mother Brain, phone trying to curse the runners from chat.
Oh,
Not this time.
I was wondering if I was just behind for some reason.
Oh, yeah. We've got Nizbel, so Nisbel mostly is vulnerable to magical damage, can be made vulnerable to physical damage with via shocking him with lightning, but I don't believe we have any lightning on the table right now. So this might be Ice and Tailspin. Whereas we've got Sigil running Magus instead of Marl, so there's going to be more magical power on that side, at least with Dark Bomb.
Also, Tailspin ignores magic defense, so it will still damage Nispel no matter what.
Yep. This is also a painful boss fight to have to be potentially casting Ice 1 in, because the animation tends to crawl from Marl to wherever the enemy is, and on that screen they're all the way across it, so in that sense Dark Bomb is certainly saving a bit of time.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to cast Ice 1, and when the boss is on the other side of the screen here, it costs a lot of time.
Yeah, for sure. Sigil turning in his bromide. Alright, minthemage is through Nisbel. Looks like Sigil's heading over to Hecarim Cave as well.
At this point, I'm just wondering whether or not any of our runners are going to do more in this era, or if they're just going to go right to the future.
Yeah, for sure. That is the question. With that pendant on the table, players can open up the future, but there are still a couple checks on the board that were open from the beginning, like Sunken Desert, Denadoro Mountains.
Yeah, that it is important to note that since we have the clone, we are a Chrono Trigger away from getting Black Omen Go mode here.
Yep, that is very true. All right. And of course, some players haven't opened up the hero medal chest, but we know where the hero medal is, so that's open as well. We'll see if some of them remember to go back and check that.
Right, yeah, that's definitely important here.
Mm-hmm. All right, looking like a sunken desert probably for TacoMage.
Well, we've seen 3 out of the 4 elemental males now.
Mm-hmm. Speed Tab in the Desert, Rainbow Helm, Aeon Helm, Cali Blade. Decent weapon if anyone wants to grab Chrono at some point. Big Hand will have Robo hitting all right.
Yeah, at this point, if anybody wants to grab Chrono, they still need that bent help, and we haven't seen it yet.
But, you know, it certainly may show up. Alright. Sigil and Ceres and minthemage all fighting either Flea or Nizbel. TacoMage is popping back down into the sunken desert after saving to presumably come fight the boss up here in the corner. Another gold earring. Got a golem down here in the desert. Hitting Robo, unfortunately, with those fireballs. I think TacoMage was trying to see if Golem could be beast tossed, but I think it can't.
I think it can, it's just Robo got knocked out first.
I think I saw it highlighted on the menu, but maybe Robo did get knocked out. But, yeah. With Golem, of course, the trick is to keep resetting its script, especially to ice and fire, and physical if you can't do either of those. Okay, there it goes. It can be beast tossed. But if you let it go on default, it will do its default attack pattern, which is physical, and those fireballs, this one, that attack is very painful.
You want to avoid that specific attack at all possible.
Yep.
Also, sadly, we don't have Boogie for this fight either.
That is true too. The Robo Ayla Double Tech Boogie stops enemies and does work on Golem. But, alright, there's an iron orb. So now what you'd want to do is hit it with ice pretty much as soon as you can. We'll only have about 4,000 HP down here. Alright, Min the Mage is going to the future, turning the pendant in to do the prison sequence.
Got out of it. I could have been a little bit better, I think. If Taco watches this back, it would have been safer to cast ice.
Yeah, I think that for max damage and safety, maybe going back and forth between Ice Toss and Oozy Punch might have been the way.
Yeah, that's probably better.
But we are through now, and we're going to see what this key item is here at Fiona's Shrine in just a second. Okay. Alright, and TacoMage picks up the Moonstone from the desert. Probably not what he was hoping for. The Moonstone requires a lot of prerequisites to turn in.
Yeah, you really don't want to see it.
No, the Moonstone requires access to both prehistory and the future, and you need to have Marl and the Prism Shard to have done that first, and understandably, the Moonstone just doesn't get turned in a lot of runs. You're just likely to find Go mode before that. Okay, TacoMage picking up that hero medal. Okay, Ceres getting hit by the fireballs from Golem as well. She probably doesn't have the advantage of ice or fire unless Magus has picked up ice 2 or fire 2, but I don't think that he did. The reason that ice and fire are special for Golem is that its first attack on its ice or fire loop will always just be ice 1 or fire 1, maybe water 1, I forget. But it's a level 1 spell, as opposed to these other things that hit the whole party or just kill someone outright. TacoMage went in there, picked up that clone.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Like the half damage orb is also good. The shadow one, you don't want to get hit by the shadow one because I think it's a laser spin. So
yeah, it's pretty painful. The light one hurts a lot too. Gonna see what boss shows up on the prison bridge here.
Oh, that's Mother Brain. Oh gosh.
Oh, that sure is Mother Brain. No one wants to see Mother Brain, but I think she can be handled. All right, and Ceres is going into Denadura now, so here we've got some more split paths.
I was wondering if Marley had provoked to prevent the heal from this last one, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I think she doesn't. Always very nice to be able to hit the panels with status effects. Doesn't always roll that way in the seed.
It looks like Taco missed the skip with the shield enemies in the prison tower.
Yep, sometimes you bonk the shields. And today the mountains are nice. Picking up a magic tab from our bro. We can see Sigil over here is fighting Golem and is going back and forth between Ice Toss and Black Hole. Black Hole, of course, being non-elemental and thus physical. But this is keeping it pretty safe.
I saw that Ceres picked up a power seal in the Denadora Mountains.
Excellent.
I don't know if she equipped that right away. I would have.
Yeah, for sure. With Ayla and Robo out, that thing could do some good for sure. Right, we're beast tossing Masa. That should be enough.
Got Yakra the 13th up on Denadoro.
Yep. Well, other than Yakra's Yakra 13's confusion attack probably won't be too bad. The needle attacks can do a decent amount of damage, but I think Ceres has gained a decent amount of strength too, so And, yeah, this mother brain really is being mean. Players struggling to get through it on the bridge here.
Okay, then made some adjustments. There was a black bezel he found earlier.
Yes. And yeah, it's true. Chat pointing out one of the bad things about Mother Brain in this spot is that her laser attack will line up very nicely and just hit your entire party. All right, Ceres is through her Yakra 13 fight. We've got the Thomas pop from there. All right, we're going to go ahead and pour one out for Toma. Forever our treasure hunting bro. Yep, Min has got Mother Brain with pretty low HP, and I think that Ice Toss will do it this time. Looks like Ceres isn't going to do Giant's Claw right away. We are dipping into the prisons, so everyone is officially opening Future.
Yeah, that was definitely a rough one.
Right, TacoMage putting a little more damage on. Okay. Min, meanwhile, is through to the future, and in Jets of Time, going to the future will charge the pendant, so we get treasure. All right, like a load vest, magic tab, magic seal from the first room. That's not too bad.
Yeah,
Right.
sometimes I'm like when I play, I'm like a little hesitant to like go to the prison right away. This is definitely showing why it can be a little bit rough if you get a bad boss here.
It can be for sure. Sigil with a very nice open Magus's black hole, had Magus in front and everything so you could reach 2 of the monitors. That is really nice. That's a good way to start that. Okay, got a speed belt and a slasher for Min. That's another sword for Chrono. I actually did not get a Fritz count. I believe there was at least 1 save. Okay, Sigil is through Mother Brain. TacoMage through to the future.
Yeah, Sigil had no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, it's true. In this randomizer, a little power can go a long way. Right, we've got Super Slash in Aristome down here. Super Slash is a relatively lucky draw because unlike regular Slash, he's not immune to water. Right, TacoMage is trying Sun Palace and getting a Retinite, which in fairness is pretty doable with this lineup.
Yeah. One like minor thing about this boss is that the head can be thrown while the legs cannot.
Yep, that is true. That head is tossable. Right, Sigil is heading into Protodome, looks like. This is a character check. So we know we're looking at Luca or Frog at this point, I think. Yeah, and there's Luca. Sigil swapping Magus for Luca, taking Team Girl Power, which I don't blame him for whatsoever. That team has got it all. It's got spread damage, it's got focus damage, it's got magic, it's got physical, it's even got status effects. Like, you can't go wrong with that comp.
I've like tried to use this team like several times, and every single time I've been like unfortunate, and Marley's last tech is Ice 2, and it's terrible.
Right. It's just like cursed. Right, TacoMage is continuing to tailspin his way through this retinite. Ceres heading into Sun Palace while Min is just about done here with Aristome. We're going to see that key item in just a sec. Grand Leon from Aristome. That is unfortunately not progress. That is just Frog's ultimate weapon. Okay, Taco's got retinite down to the core, which means even if the core gets away, as it just did, he wins. And
There's
that
the
is the
gate key.
gate key. Ooh, exciting.
Well, now we got comment about whether or not Frog is convenient to get. Well, now we can get Frog because he's in Dactyl Nest.
Yep, with that gate key, we can go to prehistory and get him, because we know where he is now. So if anybody wants to do that, that is totally on the table. We've got that hero medal, too. So if you were to go out of your way to get Frog at this point, you could probably make him pretty buff.
Indeed. So now we're just missing one item, like, for each go mode.
Yeah, that is true. Knowing where Frog is. So we're just looking for that last piece of each of them.
I don't like this. I feel like it's gonna be like Prism Shards locking two of them.
It's entirely possible. Especially with that, like, that Leon on Aris Dome running out of, like, junk checks. Alright, Sigil hitting the computer, coming in for the treasure.
I think quite a few of our runners are going to get the Grand Leon at this point.
Yeah, it looks like it for sure. Alright, minthemage has picked up a clone from that hero metal chest.
Factory to woe is definitely not required. I think at this point, I think there's like no like hard required anything unless if it's just gate key is locking um the chrono trigger as well. If Reptile or Moonstone is the chrono trigger, then the gate key is required at this point.
Yeah, no, that it's true. That is the question. Is anything important behind some of those longer threads of checks? Ceres is still going at this retinite. I think she killed the core a while ago, so that's impressive. Black hole will certainly do the trick, as will Tailspin.
Looks like Sigil reloaded to bring Marley in.
Yeah, understandable for the water damage. Right. Ceres is going to pick up that gate key. TacoMage is going to perhaps go shopping at the fair, and then we'll see. Maybe turn in the gate key. All right, Min coming back and doing desert. It's been interesting so far. The runners have largely been doing a lot of the same checks in different order, and I'm definitely interested to see whether we get more divergence, maybe multiple go modes. We've got 4 people. It'd be lovely to see all 3, but maybe that's too much to hope for. Okay, Luca starting with Fire 2, which is wonderful. There's a screen wipe and a component to many strong multi-techs, including Blaze Kick. We haven't seen Triple Kick on Ailey yet, of course.
Looks like Sigil just learned triple kick on Ayla.
All right, excellent. So Triple Kick will be coming. I think Sigil is the most leveled, the strongest of the players right now. Which does not necessarily mean in the lead, because until we know where Go Mode is, we don't really know who's in the lead. But it will not hurt, that's for dang sure. Okay, Sigil is now going into Denadoro, which I believe was the Toma's Pop. TacoMage has started going into Reptite Lair.
Toma's Pop was Denadoro, but Ceres didn't check behind it.
Yeah, she got it and she poured it on the grave, but she didn't go into the check. She opened it.
At this point, I don't know if she's gonna go there at this point.
It's hard to say. I mean, I guess she's gonna finish this. She's gonna get a Grand Leon, and then gonna have to pick something else. So we'll see. Ball ring and a zodiac cape from sealed chests. Not bad for minthemage there.
What was the first one?
A wall ring.
Oh.
The zodiac cape is the really exciting one.
Yeah, Zodiac Cape is like, you just toss that on Ayla if you're using her.
Absolutely. Alright, Atropos down in Reptite Lair. I think Sigil just now was up against, well, it was the cave entrance, but there are a couple of doors in this game that are very picky about how you go at them. Some of them don't like it if you run, and you gotta let go of the dash button and start walking.
Yeah, like the ones that always come to mind are like ones in 12,000 BC, where sometimes you just get stuck on the door and you have to walk through it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Atropos is down for TacoMage. I doubt that area bomb is gonna do much.
One thing I liked about what I saw from TacoMage was hasting Robo for Beast Toss use, because Robo gets an ATB penalty when you use Beast Toss.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really good strategy for like Robo and Ayla, Luca and Ayla too. Anyone you're pairing with Ayla who's much slower than she is, because usually the other character gets the ATB penalty, but it tends to even out much more if you just haste the slower one even.
And it looks like we got the Dreamstone. So we do, in fact, get a Terranol or go.
Boom. TacoMage is going, gone. We got go mode, we got Dreamstone. And should Ceres go to Reptite Lair, she may be following quickly. And then otherwise, we will see. Min is going to pick up that gate key in a second. Sigil will be picking up the Thomas Pop. I still want to know what's on Giant's Claw. Plus, there's 3 power tabs in there.
Yeah, there sure are.
Alright, Ceres dropping off that moonstone. She can't do anything with it yet, but it's now set if everything else should fall into place, which, if she finishes Reptite Lair, she will probably, thankfully, not have to do all of that, but it's a good thought. TacoMage looking for the sweet spot to run across the balcony. I think he's a little bit high. But it's kind of... The Tyrannosaur skips are difficult to describe verbally sometimes. A lot of the placing, the standing points are a little arbitrary. If we were the runners, what are you thinking about entering Go mode? Gosh, I'm always worried that somebody else got it quicker than I did. Unless I got it as quickly as I could have, in which case I'm even more worried about my gear. But like, yeah, I'm thinking like, do I have my power and do I have my defense? It's, you know, it comes down to not getting killed against Lavos. I definitely like to have a tech that's doing at least 3,000 damage around. By the end, it might not be that much here.
Yeah, for me, I'm always thinking, am I confident with the team I'm currently using, given the seed?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Phone, I will... I wasn't sure if we were going to even see it, just because, like, if it is there, it is not gonna be, like, the best thing at this point, especially if you just put off Denador this entire time. It's entirely possible that that's where the Chrono Trigger is.
Yeah, for certain. Gosh. Sigil is using the gate key. It might also be headed the way of Reptile Lair.
Taco picked up a visual hat. I don't know where that was picked up.
It was from the Mega Mutant boss fight that he just finished.
Oh, that's really good then.
For sure. And picked up triple kick too. Okay, but Sigil's going down into Claw. I like this. Shoutouts to Sigil for giving the viewing public what we want, which is options.
Taco failed this skip right at the end of the Tyrannosaur.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not a fun one to miss, because there's going to be another fight after that one.
Is it still like vanilla where you can't run?
I think so.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, I know some fights have been changed so you can run, but I think these... Yeah, I would love to see this be the Chrono Trigger.
There's the last mail.
There it is. Yep. I would say that overall in the metagame, Black Omen Go mode and Tyrannosaur Go mode are probably on average of comparable times to finish. But I think depending on the nature of the seed, one might be faster than the other. In this seed, since you had to go to the future to get the gate key, that technically makes Black Omen a little faster. So it's always interesting to see that come up. Okay.
Also, it looked like Taco wiped on the fight, but had the save right there. Usually if you fail the skip and you can't run away, I think it's just better to reset and try again, that's generally what people do.
Yeah, especially if you saved up in that like extra save point. Yeah. I've never seen this skip done as he seems to be attempting. I usually just go stand in the like corner at the bottom. You can just kind of line yourself up and then run straight up. Okay, Son of Sun down at the bottom of Giant's Claw. We may be about to see Tailspin strats on Son of Sun. Let's see.
I don't think I've seen this, so can you explain it?
Yeah, you can kill Son of Sun with Tailspin because it pierces magic defense, and eventually you'll do enough damage. I mean, each of those Tailspins does, I think, more to it than the damage it would be taking from its little flares as you hit them. So as long as you're willing to eat the flares as counterattacks, you can finish Son of Sun this way without having to find the correct flare and everything. Okay, and Ceres is now entering Tyranno-Lair. And sigils through Son of Sun. A haste helm dropping for his trouble, that is wonderful.
Oh, just the entire time.
Darn. Jerky can be turned in for a high-tier item, and I suppose he may as well at this point, but nobody's looking for that at this point. Over an hour in, you're gonna start feeling antsy if you're not finding go mode.
It looks like TacoMage got through the fight.
Yep, alright, excellent. Yeah, Ceres is doing a very, very efficient run of this so far. Definitely closing the gap a little bit here. Right, Sigil going down into Tyranno-Lair, which will probably lock him into this go mode as well. TacoMage so far has elected not to attack Azala, has elected to damage the Black Tyranno with Tailspin instead.
Looks like Marley just learned Ice 2 for Sigil.
Excellent. I don't know if we know what obstacle is yet. I think the last fight I didn't see it stick on anybody.
Yeah, if you use status all with confuse or sleep, Zola is just unable to do anything for the rest of the fight, and you can just ignore her unless if you hit her with something.
Yeah, for sure. I would just be worried. Well, I don't actually know. I don't usually try it. Does she drop her defense if you status her, or does she just stay there? 'Cause I
She
feel
just
like
stays there, and
yeah.
the Tyranno will drop its defense no matter what after a set amount of time.
Yeah, it does after a set amount of time for sure. I'm not certain this is faster, but granted, TacoMage's party is pretty physical, and you would need good magic to hit Azala. The Ceres team, see what she elects to do. I think re-raise has been learned by everyone's Marl.
Yes, I believe so.
Get a lot of use, but yeah, I think somebody used it at some point. All right, Ceres is opening with Fire Whirl, which, as you can see, does some very nice damage, that combining Tailspin with Fire 2 and that Tailspin piercing effect. And now the Black Tyranno has dropped its defense. And yep, Uzi Punch, Blaze Kick, she's just gonna dump that damage on it now.
And is checking the seal pyramid.
Mm-hmm. As in vanilla, you can choose one of the chests. Some players will save outside and reset if they don't like the first one. Zodiac Cape's pretty good, though. That's, you know. TacoMage, it looks like, is going after Azala a bit some. Ceres is still dumping damage, and she is through. There's a Gloom Cape off of that Black Tyranno. There was a Gloom Helm earlier. I don't know if anyone ended up keeping Magus, but all his stuff's out, that's for sure. His sigil cutting across that balcony. Alright, and I think Taco's Black Tyranno has dropped its defense, so that should get him through. Okay, Ceres is hitting Inhasa, which not every player will do, but there are a few decent things you can pick up here. You can check the shop, and if you go into the secret room, you can do the 6 new fight, and that gets you, I think it's a speed tab and a magic tab. It's 2 anyway.
Yes, it's both of those.
This is the little graphical glitch you get after talking to Janus there. That slide.
Okay, so I finally checked because Mega Mutant is going to be a tell, so the obstacle will be sleep.
Sleep, yeah.
I think Ceres forgot to hit the healing pad before going in here.
Yeah, I think that is true. Her MP especially was pretty low.
I believe this fight really isn't that much of a threat. Once you can get a firewall off, they'll all just go down.
Yeah, I imagine that'll do it. Right, there's Bookie. Should any bosses upcoming require status effects. God forbid we see Golem twins. Vanilla is one of the worst turnouts for that spot, but it's possible. All right, Sigil lining up that skip. That is the way I know how to do it. You just go into that bottom left corner on the, south edge of the balcony and then straight up. Okay, fighting some Rubbles and Giant's Claw over on Min's screen.
Viable prism specs in the shop of Kajar.
Ooh.
Don't know if TacoMage was able to buy one, but... that's definitely something to consider here.
Yeah, for sure. Like when it comes to prism specs, do everything you can. Yeah, Fitz pointing out in chat that Taco's down an amulet. Gosh, where was that vigil hat from? Was that somebody else's? Maybe that was. No, he has a vigil hat.
From it was the Mega Mutant drop.
Yeah, okay. So he does have that vigil hat. Can keep somebody safe with that. All right, I think that Ceres managed to grab some prism specs. Since you can equip from the shop screen, you just hit down from where it says buy and sell. For anyone who doesn't know, I like to go to that shop. I just like to open it, do my final, basically set everyone, and then I know I can just sort of blindly sell everything. So then you can equip anything you buy there quickly. Okay. TacoMage kind of slipped back into the lead over Ceres for a second, but she is hot on his heels. But of course, as Fitz reminds us, the top 2 from this race will advance to the finals. And I think we're having a best of 3 match for that, if I am not mistaken. Excellent. Yes, it will go to best of 3. So while we've definitely got TacoMage and Ceres in the lead here, Sigil is just a little behind them. Min, all they have to do is find that last piece of go mode and they could be back in it. There's still a decent amount of seed to be seen. We don't know how mean Lavos is going to be to our players, so it's still very close.
I am gonna say this Hecarim is not ideal for TacoMage's party.
All right. And yep, Ceres is through Hecarim in the throne room. She stopped to grab tabs and stuff in Inhasa, but I suspect that will serve her very well, especially running Luca and Robo. Robo's ribbon, which would give him +3 speed, hasn't been on the table this run, so we're looking for all the speed we can get. Right. Neck and neck going into the Ocean Palace. Min picking up that jerky, which I'm sure they're not super thrilled about, but it happens. Okay, Ceres has hit the grind spot, as we call it. This is the most efficient fight for the combination of experience and tech points in the game. So this is generally where people will stop to gain extra power, and how long people spend here can end up being pretty critical. Those prism specs are definitely doing their job, though, because I think a fire 2 would often come just short of wiping that fight.
It looks like Ceres is not doing that much extra fighting here.
Nope, she is continuing on. Let's see, TacoMage is a little lower level, 24, 24, 23. I would definitely gain a couple, but my personal rule is not lower than 26, and that's if gear is acceptable. The number goes up if your gear's bad. Okay, Ceres has that gold earring on Ayla, probably planning Dino Tail strats for this elevator coming up in a second.
Importantly, you have to plan for this elevator. because of the fact that there's the last fight on the elevator is the 6 scatter enemies, where 2 of which are like each element.
Yeah, there's 2 of each element, and they only like to be hit by physical or their own element, or they counterattack you. So you got to be careful with any of those fights. Okay, Sigil is through that throne room. And minthemage looks like doing Reptite Lair as well.
Looks like Ceres is going back up to get her Ayla's HP lower.
Yeah, I think she tested the dino tail damage and didn't get what she needed. It's a little tricky because the scouters don't have standard defenses. Most enemies in Chrono Trigger have like standardized defense values, so you can test most of your damage on most enemies, and it'll tell you how much it'll do against, again, most other enemies. But the scouters are different. Their defenses are much higher, so it's hard to, take out a bunch of thrashers, lashers, whichever ones are in this room, and get the same number you would get there.
Another option, but I don't know if anybody has seen it. Has anybody scouted at rocks at all?
Not really. We're not really seeing triple tech rocks.
Okay. I was thinking Poyozo Dance would be another way through, but I'm not sure if we have the necessary text for it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we've even seen the White Rock at all.
Yeah, gosh, not that I recall. There was one rock on Denadoro, I guess, but yeah, Poyozo Dance does work because it spreads tailspin around, so that's very nice. Yeah, Sigil is now at that grind spot, getting some levels, has definitely closed the gap, especially between him and TacoMage, who is still grinding. With people speedrunning, it's always hard to catch what level a bunch of different players are, but everyone's going to be menuing a little more near the end here, so we'll try to catch it as they go down this last stretch. minthemage is done with Atropos, so that means that they can pop into Tyranno Lair as soon as they're ready as well. Here comes that critical Dino Tail. And boom. Alright, and here is the scout skip. Nice job on that first scout skip. And the second one, perfect. That was very clean. Okay, TacoMage is 30 and 29.29. And putting Ayla in front looks like he is good to continue. And Ceres' characters are about level 30 now. Okay, we got twin
Double
fleas. So actually the golems I was fretting about earlier might have been preferable to this, but we will see. You know, it's the same flea as always. You gotta be really wary of counterattacks, but it's doable, just more annoying with two of them. Okay, I think now in this fight in the randomizer, because it's hacked, the first sprite doesn't go away when you've got the first one. That's it. I think she's got the first one. Okay. Sigil and TacoMage are both heading down. TacoMage just a little bit ahead there. Running into that save point. Remembering not to shelter.
We saw one counter for Ceres here.
Unfortunate stair counter. Okay, there we go. I saw the hole in her inventory. I was like, oh no, I hope she's not out of revives. We're good. We're good.
That might
I
be
understand.
a problem with one.
It can be. It completely depends. I mean, I know that many times I have gone into Lavos with one revive and not needed any, but it's just like, well, I don't know, you need it or you don't. It's totally doable, but not what you want to count on. Alright, I bet that did it. Yep. Alright, Ceres is through that twin flea fight. Robo learning shock at the last minute. Oh, it would have been nice earlier, Robo. Thanks for nothing. I'm just kidding. I love him. Alright. TacoMage on the elevator. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna also mention that because it was doing literally have to flee, it should be doing 4K at least, because flea's got higher defense than like regular enemies, at least for levels.
Yeah.
It should do a lot more.
Yeah, I think we might get a little more damage, and like enough to make a difference. Yeah. All right, one revive. I believe this is doable. You just have to not get killed, right? Min is almost through Tyranno Lair. TacoMage here with the Scouter skips. Missing that one. But that is a really obnoxious
I guess you can run away from it.
You can, yeah.
Taco wasn't running away earlier. I was wondering because, like, I just haven't done like Tyranno and Jets that much, and in vanilla and like all of these fights, you literally can't run away from them.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of them are modified for the randomizer. Alright, Ceres is getting over 4K, as you predicted, on Lavos over here. I think this is the second hit, and 3 should do it. You should be good. That is the strongest attack. Oops, it did drop somebody. Okay. Okay, TacoMage against the twin fleas is still a bit ahead of Sigil. But chat is suggesting Sigil might be running a slightly more powerful team, and that might be true. We will see in a second for sure. Okay. Decent damage from that toss. Ceres is through Lavos. Lavos 1, I should say. Okay, and Ceres is opening Lavos 2.
Yeah, so Sigil has 3 revives.
Okay. Three is a little better than 1 for sure, but I mean, it's doable with the right kind of RNG luck. Also, anyone who's running Marl has a little less to worry about with revives, because I believe she's got life too. Alright, that excellent blaze kick again, taking out the left arm right away, which might mean she avoids those stupid boomerang attacks altogether.
Yeah, it prevents those boomerang attacks coming out.
Yeah, as long as you've hit it quickly enough. Sometimes the arms can, like, set their turn. Oh, yeah, so it still did one, because sometimes, like, it sets its turn before you kill the other one, and that's when it goes off. Obstacle earlier was sleep.
Well, okay, never mind. She didn't get the attack out quickly enough.
Switching to a gold earring there, which, it's true, it will help you survive that attack. It will nerf that blaze kick somewhat. Alright, I think that TacoMage is done with the twin fleas. Sigil is just starting those twin fleas. Alright. Ceres starting levels.
Sigil reset out again. I wasn't looking.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was trying any pose.
Yeah. Antipode 3 will do so much damage, but of course with fleas counterattacks you have to be very careful. Hitting him twice could knock you out. Alright, everyone has lived through that boomerang attack on Ceres' side. Blaze kicks are a little bit nerfed, but 3,800 is still pretty good. Alright, Protective Seal on Luca. I don't know if that'll matter, which is always good when it doesn't. Okay. Got Cube Toss here on TacoMage's side, which is probably one of the better magic damage moves for this party comp.
Oh, okay, it was block this one. Okay, I guess it's different from the Mega Mutant. I guess I didn't know that.
I think that is not intended. I thought that I saw that in a seed the other day, and then I convinced myself that my brain made it up, but maybe I didn't. And yeah, we can make sure that gets fixed, because the intent is for obstacle to be peekable. The changing it to one target for the mutants and stuff was a big part of that.
I think it might be because Mega Mutant actually doesn't do obstacle in its script, so it doesn't allow for the peak.
Okay, Sigil is through those fleas. And Ceres is through Lavos 2 without any Shadow Doomblaze. That's all you can really ask for. Now, I'm curious to see if she's going to put those prism specs back on or not, because in this case, it will save her some... yeah, beautiful. Getting the damage above 4,000 should save her a hit against right bit.
I think Lavos 2 dropped a prism dress.
Yeah, I believe it did. That's the way, just throw it on. Alright, TacoMage inside Lavos, using that final save point. Time Warp, Protective Seal, should just need one more good bonk on that center bit. Excellent. You really gotta just kill that thing. I mean, there are times when you don't, and I'm explaining it poorly, but letting center bit do its thing is usually pretty painful. TacoMage getting rid of one arm, looks like, before taking any bananas.
I think Ceres is doing enough damage that she should just be able to go for the kill and just ignore everything else going on in the fight.
I agree. At this point, she's good.
Oh, she's double checking.
Okay, well, understandable, but yeah, you've got this. TacoMage is hasting a little bit in advance of that second arm going down.
And your GG's out for Ceres being our first runner to finish.
GG. Ceres.Rose has come in first place. I don't know if we have an official time yet. I'm sure it's about an hour and 48 with a really decisive Lavos 3 kill. Very clean. That's what you love to see, right? Excellent, excellent work.
Yeah, the damage from Blaze Kick was really important there, and You really don't want anyone being knocked out. Given the fact that she had 1 revive left, that was a little spooky, but she managed to work with it.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was very well done. I really let's see if we can get them in for an interview. Let's see. So I'm like remembering to press the right thing. Okay, I think we've got.
That was a lot of Discord sounds all at once.
Oh well, welcome in GG.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a very clean Lavos fight. We were just talking. The swap off the prism spec so that you could live through the blades on Lavos too, and then making sure you got them back on so that you could just kick 3 in the, well, not in the face because the face is a decoy, I guess, but yeah, it was very well done.
Thank you. Yeah, that's one reason I like having Robo, is he's good for fixing some of the math.
Yeah, that is true. He is very good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long did it take Marl to learn Ice 2?
She was getting it like it might have been 5 or 6. Like the people using her have got Ice 2 by the end game. They have it now, but it certainly took a minute.
Yeah. I felt like, I mean, I guess you can ask me whatever questions you want, but I don't know if other people went for Magus or wanted to keep him, but I just really hate not having AoE. And I've had a few seeds where Marl gets her 1 AoE last. So
yeah.
As soon as I saw what Magus had.
I actually complain about not having AoE with her, and I actually swap her out if that's the case. When I'm playing, I've just been playing seeds awful, not live on stream or anything, but it's definitely been something that I've been encountering with her, is sometimes her getting Ice 2 so as her last, it's just rip. It's just really unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, most players, I think TacoMage didn't go pick up Magus in the back of Cathedral. I think everybody else did. And I want to say most of the players were using him for a little bit, but eventually he got re-replaced by either Marl or Luca, I think, most of the time.
Yeah. So did anyone else do Denadero? Or was that the only sucker?
No, I think a couple other people did Denadoro. So,
I think everybody except TacoMage did Denadoro.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, there were a couple sucker checks. Giant's Claw was on the table at one point, and that was the jerky. We were very sad.
Yeah, we decided not to. I figured I was probably safe doing Deno before going to the future, but I think we kind of saw the writing on the wall when it gave us Thomas Pop.
Yeah,
this is just begging for us to waste our time.
Yeah, for sure. We were all hoping it would be like the Chrono Trigger, and then we'd have, split go modes. But everybody did eventually make their way to Tyranno Lair. That kind of seemed to be where the seed was hurting everyone to go.
Yeah. Also, shoutouts to every sealed chest I opened being pretty useless.
Yeah, sometimes they just punk you.
I think the only one that we saw that was good was a Zodiac Cape somewhere.
Yeah, there was a Zodiac Cape in the mayor's house, maybe.
Well, it did give me plenty of stuff I could sell for those prism specs at the absolutely jacked new shop.
That was a wonderful new shop. Yep, alright, and yeah, we have Sigil has just gone through to Lavos 3. TacoMage, I think, just got hit with Spell, which is unfortunate, but we may be able to turn this around. Got minthemage, taking damage on Ayla, getting towards that elevator fight.
And I think Taco thought Heal Beam healed statuses. I almost made that mistake earlier.
Yeah, I mean the way the game uses the word heal, it's completely understandable to think that. But sometimes it means status effects and sometimes it means cure but the whole party, and it's not always obvious, but yeah, looks like he's recovered more or less from that anyway. Evil Star can't kill you, so that's good.
And hopefully everyone has more than one revive.
Yes, that was the subject of much discussion, but I defended you. I was like, it's totally possible. And yeah. You're good.
I figured the most dangerous phase for it was Lavos 2, and if it goes wrong in the beginning, you just reset until it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it's a terrible fight to get stuck in like a healing loop in. You may as well just hope for a better roll next time.
Yeah. And when you're doing nearly like 4K, you just wait until you get it going right.
Yeah.
Anything in particular that got in anyone's way?
Gosh.
I think everybody got forced into this go mode. I think I'm pretty sure Prism Shard's gonna be blocking at least one go mode here. So
it was a lot of the same checks, just in different orders. But it was still pretty interesting because we didn't know when go mode would finally pop. So it was a good race, yeah.
I assume everybody who kept Marl had a more fun time against Ret Knight.
Yeah, that is probably true. Granted, your keeping Luca probably gave you a more fun time against a lot of other bosses. So I think it evened itself out.
Yeah. I just, aside from being slightly slow, I really like that party.
No, it's a really good party. It's got great coverage. It's got healing. It's got, elevator strats, All right. TacoMage took the Dreamless attack. Looks like Sigil has center bit.
Trouble.
Yeah. Those time warps will get you. Sigil is over here. Last hit they did was a triple kick on right bit, and I think maybe Sigil's just going for it.
Yeah, Sigil did Giant's Claw. Probably not feeling too... like we're in too great of control of the race.
Mm.
I mean, you don't know what everyone else is going through.
Yeah, no, and like that unfortunate dead end. The good thing at Giant's Claw was the haste helm off the boss. That is at least very nice. Yeah, Sigil is doing a good job soaking this damage from Lavos. Those triple kicks are like 2,400 a piece on right bit, maybe like a little lower than you'd normally want, but it's doing the job. Unfortunately, a reset there from TacoMage.
I think this is gonna kill for Sigil.
He's close. Yeah, GG.
Yep, GG's
All
to
right.
Sigil.
GG's to Sigil with the time of about 1:57:42. I'm looking at the stream timer. 1:57:40. Excellent.
GG Sigil.
Yeah, GG's. Excellent second place finish there. Oh man, you guys have to watch this race over. Like, the winner was not obvious. This wasn't just like who got go mode first.
The real winner is whoever got the Scouter skips.
That's true. Yours were like flawless.
Yeah. This was my first run where I ever got getting the rat on the very first girder.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
So,
that's always fun.
Unintentional, completely useless flex.
Yeah, but it's fun. All right, let's see. sure we can pull Sigil in here in a second. I always forget what I'm supposed to click.
And while we're waiting on Sigil, I will say slow parties are the scariest thing in the world for me, going into Lavos. And I feel like we got a decent amount of speed tabs where I was comfortable, especially knowing I could two-shot middle, but you can be really strong, and having a slow Lavos team, you can just like I think I've had times where I could two-shot middle and it still got off spell before I could kill it, and then it's just the cycle of death.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When Centerbit gets ahead of you, it's just never good. So I definitely feel that.
It's always like the chance that you can just get like tag team right at the start with one of your characters and then they just drop.
Yeah, that's true. You just have to be careful and cross your fingers sometimes that the wrong person doesn't get bonked twice and go with it.
And what a nice boss to have in the double spot.
Oh yeah, I'm sure everyone was thrilled to see that.
Our bottom two runners are using the party composition we got right at the start, so I'm definitely wanting to ask them a little bit about that.
Yeah, tell us what made you pick those characters, although, I mean, I love that party too, but, what made you want to explore more characters?
Yeah, so, I mean, mages, like I said, with the party I had, and no, like, laser spin coming up soon, and it being pretty slow anyway, and having no idea when Ice 2 was coming, I just felt like you have to grab whoever's in the back, because things slow down so much when you don't have a good AoE.
Yeah, for sure.
It makes Hecarim brutal. But then I didn't have any great double techs besides Beast Toss, which wouldn't work at the end. So I thought that I could just quickly grab Luca, and that would solve my AoE, because she's almost guaranteed to have one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And she just pairs well with, with Ayla.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think that choosing that team was a big part of how you were able to come from a little bit behind. The race was all pretty close, but you did not get go mode first. So yeah, but you were just killing those bosses.
Sigil, I hear you drank the Thomas Pop.
Yes, I did.
Did you see anything cool when you drank it?
No.
I mean, that soda must be like 400 years old.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, GG and welcome Sigil, coming in second place in this pretty tight race overall.
GG, Ceres.
GG, Sigil. I hope you're ready for 2 to 3 more of these.
Yeah. We want to have it any other way.
Yes, that's right. We're going to have a best of 3 soon featuring these two. So everybody keep your eyes on our Discord. We will make sure to announce those.
So Sigil, how behind did you feel when you were going into Lavos?
Pretty behind. But then when I saw you finish, I didn't feel that behind.
Yeah, it's because I also fell for I didn't fall for the Thomas Pop, but I did fall for the Deno. But it seemed like when you were fighting Lavos, especially Lavos 3, you were just like, this guy has got to go down ASAP.
Yeah. Yeah. We had Cube Toss. We had Flare, Interpol 3.
Yeah, you were running a lot of that high damage. I noticed some nice switching between, the single target and then the anti-3 when active life goes off.
Yes.
Always a good strat.
Ceres, can I just say, Lavos 1 still likes to mess with me?
What does he do? He just does the same thing over and over.
He always just concentrates on one person.
Do you mean Lavos 2?
No, Lavos 1, I mean, Lavos 2, yeah.
Okay, the one with the bananas, yeah.
Yes. The one that looks like like a first form Freezer.
Yeah, I went into that fight with 1 revive, so my plan was just do it until it works.
Yeah, for what it's worth, like, that's kind of what I usually do. Like, I hope that the same person doesn't get boomeranged, because it's, a 1 in 9 chance, except when it happens to you 3 times in a row and you start questioning that. But, like, and then if it does, you could probably just reset and try again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell with these... Sorry, go ahead, Sigil.
Oh, no. At the beginning, I wasn't sure if I wanted Robo or not. Because it was just like, he started with Uzi Punch. That's why I kept switching him and Maul out.
I ditched Marl for Magus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a decent amount of party swapping in this scene. I think everybody kind of experimented with their party. I think except TacoMage. He's the only one who didn't pick up, I think, anybody else.
The starting Uzi Punch, it's really hard to want to get rid of Robo. It's just so good for helping with some of the math. If you're, like, doing just barely not enough damage.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good boy. But
Yeah.
most importantly, I had Luca Ayla, which is all you need.
So true. All right, let's see. Got minthemage through Lavos 1, hitting that last save point. TacoMage is still nailing away at Lavos 3.
I think that's also the longest I didn't use tabs for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure who I wanted to use them on, but maybe if Magus had gotten Dark Matter earlier or something, I might have kept him around, but I was just waiting for my girl Luca. Although if they were +3 tabs, I would have given them to Ayla for Tailspin.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially if Luca's around and you can use Fire Whirl, which, I mean, just, enhances Tailspin even more.
Yeah. Also known as the problem solver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that Fritz isn't in here doing commentary.
I know.
Maybe he just didn't want to play favorites.
Or he didn't want to curse at me for just leaving the room.
I looted the Fritz room, but I did come back. So
yeah,
hopefully we got on his nerves.
Yeah,
I actually missed who all saved him.
I think another important thing probably worth mentioning was the mother brain fight on the bridge.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
I think both of you had a much better time than TacoMage or Mint.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, black hole. I could hit 3 out of 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you Sigil with Magus right in front. That was just perfect serendipity. All right, TacoMage has finished. GG, 2:08:11.
Gee.
Excellent run. I should be putting the GGs in chat. There we go.
I know everyone's just laying on a pile at the end of time.
Yes.
Yep. You know, don't wake the others up. They look comfortable, right?
Yeah. I was gonna go, if I got the other part of the sword, I was gonna go back to check what Chrono had.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if anyone would, because there were like Cali blades dropping. That's pretty good, but we didn't see the sword piece.
Yeah, the other Gomos were like either like Gino or Low, and then one of those had to be Prism Shard anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was waiting for Prism Shard just to do it.
Yeah, that's completely understandable. I mean, especially like the Moonstone was out pretty early, depending on when you went to Denadoro, but like, yeah. But nope, it didn't show up, and the later it shows up, the later you want to actually go through with it.
I was assuming that if Prism Shard would show up, and then it would be grandly on Jerky.
Yeah, that really would have been just the perfect ending to that line of quests.
Now, what I want to know is, did Fitz do a good job of teaching us, or let's get the complaints out now.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, no, I think Fitz has clearly done a really good job teaching everybody and all the mentors that have been teaching you guys. This was a pretty good race. Definitely have to watch it back. It's a good one.
I have another question for you, Sigil. Did you check any of the rocks at any point?
The rocks? No.
Alright, I was just making sure. It's just the niche case where you get the white rock and it's actually usable on for the elevator fight. But that's usually not something that's worth thinking about, I don't think.
Worst case, I was just going to switch out Magus for Black Hole. Switch in Magus for Black Hole. I believe that would hit.
That would hit like 4 of them or so.
Yeah, if he's in the right spot, it hits 4 out of 6, which is still not bad, because as long as if you can one-shot the other 2, you get through it pretty okay.
And I was at least grinding to Dino Tail anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Luca and Maul having such low HP, I got burned way too many times.
Yeah, that is definitely the drawback of those two, much as we love them.
I don't know if it's possible to do planned seeds, but whoever is rolling the final seeds, it has to be a blue rock seed, please.
No blue rock for you.
It'd be for both of us.
Yes.
That's true.
Would I actually remember to use it?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like when the seed gives you more of the components up front, then you're more likely to be paying attention to the rest of them. That's kind of, yeah. Like this seed, it would have been a little hard. Like Blue Rock probably would have been viable, but we didn't know where Luca was till like halfway through. So harder to plan for.
I just found Blue Rock. It was at the new.
Excellent. Naming Ayla to Fitz. Yep, that's Blue Rock. Perhaps next time we will see Omega Flare. Perhaps next time.
I would have loved that. I will say I didn't so much mind not getting anything good from the, from all the sealed chests I opened, because we did end up just getting prism specs and mega elixirs at the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, that new shop was definitely helpful. And, as you said, raiding all that treasure so you could sell it for prism specs, that's totally worth it.
Also, I totally did not plan to go to the south part of Zeal. But
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
But you went.
I was debating doing it, and then I decided not to. But then I just accidentally went there anyway.
Gotcha. Well, got that extra speed tab. I'm sure it helped.
I'm guessing TacoMage isn't going to be in the interview.
Yeah, unsure, but we may not be getting him in. And we have GG to minthemage coming in at 2:15:31.
GG.
GG. And that draws this race to a close. Min, of course, is welcome to come in for an interview if they would like. But yeah, GG, everybody. This was a real fun one. And it's always wonderful to host the Gato Cup and welcome new players into the fold. Definitely looking forward to seeing where all this goes in the future.
I'm excited to have to figure out how much HP things have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome, GG.
Thanks. GG's.
Yeah, all right. That brings the race to a close, but GG, everybody. Any comments from you, Min?
That was interesting. I kind of went all over the place. I found so many different things.
Yeah.
None of it was conducive to anything until the very end.
Yeah, we in chatting on comms earlier in the seed, we were hoping that when people started going into Giant's Claw, that would be like the chrono trigger, and then we'd have a real interesting split race. But no, of course not. We couldn't have that. So
Nope.
everyone did go to Tyranno Lair. But yeah, definitely GG's. And yeah, shout out to all the mentors too. I don't know, some of them are in here and some of them aren't, but thank you all. Seriously.
Thank you, Nate, for helping out while Fitz was busy doing the restreaming.
Yeah.
I'd like
all
to
right.
thank Adam also.
Yeah, we can probably wrap it up. It's me again. I was talked at the very beginning. But yeah,
yes, welcome back, Fitz.
Our Restream team, lordbatsy and Fox on commentary, Philosoray doing an incredible job of tracking 4 runners at once, which is very hard. That's way harder than my job, which was to kind of push the buttons and crop. So I did organize the Gato Cup, and we will have the grand final, best of 3. We have some holidays coming up, so stay tuned on the schedule for that. But yeah, I wanna thank everyone. Hope everyone has wonderful holidays and an incredible rest of their evening.